YouTube is working now. We had technical difficulty, so I'm back. So I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all is well. We have a really important live here today. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If you're watching from YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button. Be sure to share this live with somebody you know that has fibroids. Also, if you're watching from TikTok, let me know where you guys are watching from. I would love to know as we wait for more women to come in. Okay. Today, we're going to talk about how to shrink fibroids naturally and why most methods fail, okay, when it comes to shrinking fibroids, okay? And some of you may have tried natural methods and have not been able to be successful, have still had the fibroids come, or have them come back, right? Or have them continue growing, right? Or have them not really respond to what you're doing. So we're going to talk about that today, why, okay, and what we have to shift in order to make these fibroids shrink and dissolve, okay? Because despite what a lot of people may think, yes, it can be done. You can shrink and dissolve fibroids naturally. I've helped hundreds of women over the years do it, not only through my working with me personally, also through taking courses, workshops, okay? So it's very possible, but you have to, again, understand what's going on in the body first that caused the fibroids to develop, okay? So we're gonna talk about that today. We have a lot to talk about today. Welcome as you guys are coming in. Hope that you guys are doing great. Again, let me know from the, for the ladies in the chat or for the ladies that are watching, let me know where you guys are watching from. If you're watching from YouTube, whether you're watching now or the replay, let me know where you guys are watching from, okay? And also put a 1 in the chat if you are currently suffering with fibroids. I've been seeing y'all do that on YouTube. Thank you. So if you're suffering with fibroids, put a 1 in the chat. If you're experiencing fibroids right now, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, put a 1 in the comment section, okay? And again, thank you guys for watching. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about, again, for the ones that are just coming in, how to shrink fibroids naturally and why most methods fail. It's important for you to understand and know this because, again, a lot of women are wanting to just understand and know, how do I shrink my fibroids? How do I shrink my fibroids without understanding what's going on in their body, okay? Without understanding what is going on how the fibroids even developed, why they developed. These are all important things that you want to know. And when it comes to your health, we have to move past the microwave healing. When I say microwave healing, I mean the quick ways to just heal and actually get to the root cause of why did our body develop these fibroids, because there's a reason why they developed, okay? And it's important for you to understand and know that. Fibroids is no joke. And if you've been following me, I've been talking a lot. Okay, welcome from Jamaica. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Melody. If you've been following me if you've been following me for any length of time, I've been talking a lot about the fibroid to cancer pipeline. Okay, and somebody, I talked about this in a few videos, a few emails. If you're on my Sacred Womb Letters on Substack, I've been talking about that as well. The fibroid to cancer pipeline is very real. That's why I've been talking about this, because doctors are not talking about this. Majority of people that are talking about fibroids are not addressing this. And this is, for women not to address this is dangerous, right? So I wanted to read a comment real quick before we get into what we're talking about today, before we get into, okay, welcome. I'm happy that you're here, Melody. Thank you. First time watching me. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in one of my favorite countries, Jamaica. As you guys are coming in on TikTok, let me know in the chat whether you're dealing with fibroids. Put a 1 if you are dealing with fibroids, okay? So, I'm going to read off a comment somebody left me. Hey, Marsh, welcome. Yes, please like, subscribe, and watch if you're watching from YouTube and TikTok. Let me know in the chat if you're dealing with fibroids. Put a 1 in the chat. TikTok is quiet today. Come on, TikTok. Let's go. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you, Yvonne, for liking the live. Yes, all you have to do to like the live, ladies, is to literally just tap on the screen. We want to get more women in here, okay? YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button. So before we get started on how to shrink fibroids and why most methods fail, it's going to be a little bit of a longer one today. Let me read this comment. This comment somebody left on my page is extremely important. I need you guys, we're going to start off with this real quick, okay? So for those, I'm so glad I found you. Somebody was replying to one of my videos. She said, I'm so glad I found you. I started my journey with fibroids in 2009. So that's 16 years ago. However, I found that the ovarian cyst I was diagnosed with at age 15 was the actual start of my journey. My grandmother died of uterine cancer, okay? She had fibroids that were never dealt with. This is why I keep talking about the fibroids of cancer pipeline, y'all. Another one of my former mentors healed herself of fibroids but died of uterine cancer, okay? When I mentioned the connection to my first womb wellness mentor, who is an elder who gets results, she said that there's no connection. However, fast forward, she said, to 2024, here we are. Well, I think she meant 2025. Also, Dr. 𝐞𝐞𝐤, and shout out to this doctor, okay, just confirmed this as well, that yes, when you're dealing with, and what she's trying to say is that when you're dealing with these fibroids, when you're dealing with ovarian cysts, when you're dealing with these womb issues, right, the risk for cancer, for certain types of cancers, like uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, breast cancer, these estrogen dominant cancers, the risk for these cancers are there, ladies. We have to know that, hey, I subscribed to your page last 2 weeks, but never got a notification when you were online. Uh-oh, really? Check your email. You don't get the emails of when I'm online. I always send them before I go online. Before I go live. Okay, so maybe your emails are in your junk list, in your junk pile, in your junk folder. So check that, or if spam. Okay, so you guys see yes, no. Okay, check spam, check your junk. Also, she said, hold on, what else did she say? She said that she's gonna share this with the womb mentor, because the womb mentor that she had told her there's no correlation. Fast forward, here we are. There is a correlation. This woman just said that she's dealing with fibroids. She's been dealing with ovarian cysts since she was 15. She's dealing with fibroids for 16 years. And her mom, her grandmother died of uterine cancer. What does that tell you, ladies? I tell you, ladies, this is serious. So, and I'm not saying this for anybody to be scared. I'm telling you this so that you can understand what's really at stake when you're dealing with fibroids. It's not just a uterine issue. It's not just a tumor. It is, when we're dealing with fibroids, it's a full body issue. And the environment in the body right, that develops fibroids is a dangerous environment. It really is. So this comment, thank you so much for the person that wrote this comment. Thank you for this comment. She also said that, hold on, that thank you for sharing. I'll be sharing this with my community as well. Also, she also said that she shared my masterclass, the free masterclass that we had a couple weeks ago. She shared that with her community. And the way I broke down the hormone hierarchy, this is what she said, and the language you used is so necessary. So shout out to the ones that were at my free masterclass. What was it? A couple weeks ago. Dissolve your fibroids naturally. Shout out to you guys. Okay, thank you guys for being here. You learn information that, again, you're not going to learn it in the doctor's office. You're not going to learn online. You're not going to learn on TikTok, on YouTube. You learn information there. So this is why my lives is so important. So for those that are in, like the video. Let's get this to 1,000 likes. Same thing on YouTube. Like the video. Let's get started on this live. We're talking about how to shrink fibroids naturally and why most methods fail. Okay? So, and put a 1 in the chat if you're currently dealing with fibroids. Put a 1 in the chat. So the reasons why most methods fail, this is the reason why a lot of women feel stuck, because their methods are failing when it comes to getting rid of fibroids, right? The methods that you're using were never designed to heal you. They were never designed to heal you. So all of these random natural remedies, all these surgeries, they weren't designed to heal the underlying causes. This is the issue, okay? So thank you, Renee. Okay, welcome. So it's important that you understand that fibroids is a result of, I always say, self-neglect. It's also a result of your mind, your body in overdrive, running on overdrive for years. And I'm going to break that down and explain what that actually means. What does it actually look like, right? Because if you have fibroids, that means that there's been neglect physically, emotionally, hormonally. There's a misalignment with your natural feminine essence, right? There's a misalignment with your body, with your hormones. There's a misalignment there, right? And that is really important for you to get that back into alignment, right? Like I always say, if you're dealing with fibroids, your hormones are out of balance. You're dealing with lots of waste in the body. And this, again, is very dangerous. This is how we start growing abnormal cells, right? I'm not saying that everybody that has fibroids or ovarian cysts will, this will be the case for you. You will, get diagnosed with cancer. I'm not saying that, but I am saying the risk is higher because of the environment in your body, okay? I wrote a whole article on this. I'm trying to scream to the rooftops about this, the fibroid to cancer pipeline, because people act like most women don't know. And when I break this down, it's silence. But I'm gonna keep screaming it. I don't know why. I don't understand why, but I'm going to keep screaming it, okay? Because I know that even if I'm saving a few lives, that's enough for me. That's enough for me, okay? So for the ones that are not listening, that don't believe it, or, are in la la land, it is what it is, okay? So for those that are new, welcome. My name is Sasha. For those that are new, I'm Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist. What I do is I help women dissolve their fibroids and reverse reproductive conditions, chronic reproductive health conditions, okay? But I help them through my womb detoxification framework that addresses the root cause of these conditions. That I'm all about root cause healing, okay? Getting to the root of why these issues develop. That's why it's so important in order to prevent further health issues, in order to prevent fibroids from coming back, okay? If you don't get to the root cause of something, it's not healed. It will become a reoccurring issue. So I need you guys to understand and know that, okay? It's important for you to understand that. And when we talk about shrinking fibroids, ultimate goal, getting rid of fibroids, we don't want them to come back. And we don't want us to continuously have an environment in our body that's going to lead to more fibroids. That's going to lead to other reproductive health issues. I got a breast reduction in May 2023. I never had fibroid before then. 2 months later, my cycle got heavy. Is there a correlation? There could be. I'm going to look more into it. I'm not 100% sure about what they do when they're doing a breast reduction. I might have to look more into that. But there could be. But whenever you're having surgery, your body is under a state of stress. So did you have any signs before? Any signs of estrogen dominance? Any signs of heavy period? Any signs of, hold on. Did you have any signs before? Okay. Let me know. October 2023, they found a fibroid. Okay, thank you. I have multiple fibroids. Okay, no. It was so normal. Okay, so was there any stress in our lives before or after the breast reduction? I have so many questions when it comes to that, but we'll get into it. You can email me, okay? But whenever you're having surgery, you are putting your body in a state of stress, right? And then don't even talk about the period of healing, the medications that you're under. So it's definitely possible, okay? Especially now that this is not cutting into the womb, but especially cutting into the uterus, right? I have really heavy periods. Okay, you're in the right place. Let's get into our training. Ladies, can we get the likes to 1,000? Okay, can we get the likes to 8,000? All right, so you have to understand that most fibroid advice that you've been given, the reason why it has failed is because it does not address the core reasons, the core reasons of why the fibroid developed. Whether it's the medical advice you're giving about fibroids, or whether it is the wellness advice, the natural remedies, it's not getting to the root cause of the problem. Okay, so this is why it's so important. My friend emailed you this summer. I never got it. Okay, I reply to all my emails. So can you tell her to email me again? Okay, reach out again. I always reply to all my emails. Tell her to reach out again. Okay, I don't want to do surgery. I don't blame you. And like we said before in that last live, I mentioned about a woman that had 5 surgeries, 5 myomectomies, and still has the fibroid. Still has fibroid. So surgery does not heal the root cause. Women doing surgery lead to more surgery. Women doing surgery for fibroids just leads to more surgery, leads to more pain, it doesn't make any sense. So if you're addressing your fibroids the surgical route, you're not getting to the underlying causes of the fibroid. So you're keeping your body in an estrogen dominant state, which is dangerous. I just told you how these issues can lead to certain types of estrogen dominant cancer. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so you have to understand the fibroids are not the root cause. Your fibroids are not the root cause. What a lot of women do when they have fibroids, they think it's the fibroid that's the problem. That's not the problem. What created the fibroids are the problem. Your fibroids not the problem. They're the symptoms of what's going on in your body. Okay, My bleeding has changed. Too many clots, anemia, abdominal pains, discomfort, tummy big. Are you dealing with fibroids? For the person that commented, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Are you dealing with fibroids? If so, that sounds like unfortunately, it sounds like fibroid symptoms. Okay, so fibroids are a result of the internal environment in your body, right? That's hormonally imbalanced, that's emotionally imbalanced, energetically imbalanced, right? So we have a lot going on in the body when we're dealing with fibroids. Your body is highly intelligent, ladies. It forms fibroids as a protective measure. Let me explain. So think of fibroids as your body encapsulating waste, right? Because when you have fibroids, there's an overload of waste in the body. There's an overload of toxins in the body, right? There's hormones that are out of balance. There's elimination organs that are overloaded. So when you're dealing with fibroids, right, we're dealing with a boatload of waste in the body that does not belong there. So what your body will do to try to protect you, keep you alive, is encapsulate that waste, so it doesn't go into your vital organs, right? This is waste that your body can't process. Your body cannot. So it's too much. It's too much, right? So to shrink fibroids naturally, to eventually get rid of fibroids, we got to shift the internal environment. We have to get our body out of encapsulating this waste. We have to get our body in a state of releasing so that it can release the waste, right? So that we have to support the elimination organs so that your body can process the waste efficiently and get rid of it, right? But you can't do that. Your body can't do that if it's overloaded with waste. Your body can't do that if it's in a state of stress and inflamed, which is what's going on when you have fibroids, okay? Gynecologists push for surgery, but haven't agreed to it. Yeah, you don't want to do surgery because, again, that sets you up for more surgery. Okay? And I know that when you are dealing with all of these symptoms, you can feel almost desperate and you want to go towards surgery, but you have to understand, what good is it for me to have surgery just to regrow the fibroids again? And for women that, I was saying in a video, for women that have fibroids, especially the larger fibroids that are over 5 centimeters or have multiple fibroids, your risk of regrowing them right away is even faster. After having the surgery is even faster, okay? So you have to think that. You have to think about that. So it's important. That's why I do these lives. It's important for you guys to have the full picture so that you don't you don't think that surgery is the cure all. You got to have the full picture of what's going on in your body when you have fibroids. How can you solve a problem without having the full picture? How can you solve a problem? You can't. Oh, and I want to say this too. The second opinion was uterine. I'm guessing is that uterine artery embolization, or is it uterine embolization? Okay. I want to say this too for women that want to shrink their fibroids. We did bring back just for a couple of days one of our most popular courses. Okay, it's on sale for like $197 right now. It's $200 off the original price. The 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. Okay, so for those women that are like, listen, I want to start today on how to I want the knowledge, the steps on how to get rid of my fibroids. Be sure to take that course. It's a self-study course. Okay, if you want more, the link is in my bio if you want more information on the course. This course has helped hundreds. We've had it for years. I put it in retirement because we have another course, right? But I brought this one back because it's helped hundreds of women get rid of fibroids, shrink their fibroids, even some dissolve their fibroids. I've been posting testimonial videos and everything, right? And also some of our stories as well. So if you haven't gotten my email's in the description box, Marsh. If you haven't gotten this 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids, if you want like a self-study to go through it on your own, self-paced course, there you go. It's $197, and on Thursday we're taking it off the shelf. It's going to expire, right? It's going back into retirement. So this is the reason why I put this out. I know not everybody's able to work with me. I want as many women as possible to be fibroid free, or at least be on the trajectory, of being fibroid free before 2026. I'm trying to help you heal your womb. But you got to help yourself, okay? Sorry, I'm late to the live. What are your suggestions of getting rid of large fibroids? We're talking about it right now, so you're great. You're good. Okay, so just stay tuned. Okay, so the reason why my suggestion number one is to get to the root cause of the problem ASAP. If you have large fibroids, we don't want those things to grow any longer, especially if they're Fibroids with an S, multiple, get to the root cause of the problem as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So you got to address, you can't, like, when we talk about how to get rid of fibroids, I always hear, how do you get rid of fibroids? How do you get rid of fibroids? You got to address why your body created them in the first place. That's how you get rid of fibroids. You can't just make them magically go away, right? You got to address why your body created these fibroids. And I'm not talking about the surface level answer of, oh, because I'm black, or oh, because it's genetic. Those are surface level answers. You got to go deeper than that. What are the habits that you were doing to cause these fibroids? What are the lifestyle that you lived? What trauma, emotional trauma are you holding on to, causing these tumors to thrive and grow in the body? These are questions you have to ask yourself, right? Are you truly living a healthy lifestyle? Okay. I don't know if that's a man or a woman that's commented. Rick, I'm assuming it's a man. Rick, that's not the only reason. Diet, yes, but that's not the only reason. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put somebody on mute. A man is trying to tell me how to do my job. Anyway, okay. That's so annoying. That's annoying to me. But anyway, so it's important that you understand. You got to understand what created the fibroids in the first place. Diet is an important factor, but it's not everything. Many women have changed their diet and still have the fibroids. It's not just diet, right? It's your entire lifestyle. It's what your hormonal balance. It's your body not being able to get rid of waste because it's so overloaded, right? It's so overloaded with waste. So your body's literally encapsulating waste, right? It's your body being in a state of stress. It's your body being in fight or flight mode for many years, a lot of you guys, right? So why most natural methods fail? So there's women that's done the teas, they've done the cleanses, they've done the detoxes, they've done the juice cleanses, they've done castor oil, and these things just treat the symptoms. This is why a lot of times they're not able to, you're doing these things and you're not getting rid of the fibroids. You're not dissolving the fibroids. Because you may get temporary relief a little, you may have better periods, but it's not going deep enough. These things are targeting the symptoms. They're not getting to the root cause of the problem, right? The herbs, the dim, the yoni steaming. I'm not saying that these things are bad. They're not, but they're not addressing the core reasons of why your body developed fibroids. That's what you have to understand. They're simply just managing the symptoms. You have to get out of that. And I know that the medical system has taught us that, especially in the US, how to just manage the symptoms and never get to the root cause of the problem. You have to unlearn that. You have to unlearn looking for quick relief. You have to unlearn you have to unlearn this stuff, okay? You got to unlearn this stuff. You have to unlearn what you've been taught when it comes to health. Because real health is not you managing the symptom. Real health is healing the problem, right? So that's important. Do you have suggestions living this healthy? Yes, just let me. Yes, I do. We're going to get to that. Okay. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. But it can be hard and cause the stress itself. Stay tuned. Okay. Number one is understanding what a healthy lifestyle means. That's important, right? What does a healthy lifestyle mean? And a lot of us, we get blinded by these gimmicks. Oh, all of these TikTok gimmicks and things like that. What does a healthy lifestyle mean? Your lifestyle should be nourishing to your body, your soul, right? Nourishing to your mind. What is it? It starts the habits that you're doing on a day-to-day basis every single day. Ask yourself, are they healthy habits? Majority of people are just living on autopilot and don't understand what they're really doing anyway. They're just kind of just going with the flow, not being intentional about what they're doing. That's in itself is toxic, right? So what are you doing? Because sometimes you have to slow down. I know that in the US especially, there's a fast-paced lifestyle. You got to slow it down. Ask yourself, okay, you have to be more intentional about the things that you do. You can't just run off autopilot and then get surprised when you get health issues. You can't do that, right? So you got to start doing it again. When you address your health, do stuff that target the root cause, not the symptoms. The symptoms will go away when you target the root cause. Yes, they will, but we have to, like I said, stop wasting time with the symptoms. Get to the root cause of the problem. The heavy bleeding, the fibroid belly, all that stuff will go away once you get to the root. Will dissolve. And here's the beauty of this. when you're doing this work and you actually are addressing the root cause and you know what you're doing, within a month or less sometimes, the symptoms dissolve. The symptoms dissolve and you feel a huge difference within the 30 days or less when you actually are consistent. I'm not saying you're playing around and you're just doing it when you feel like it. No. You're consistent. It's a daily thing and it's a lifestyle. You're embodying this lifestyle of healing. You're going to see a huge difference. So you cannot miss the part where you're getting to the root cause of the problem. You cannot miss the part when you're getting to the root cause of the problem. And ask yourself, if you have issues with living a healthy lifestyle, what is causing your lifestyle to be unhealthy? What is causing your lifestyle? These are questions you gotta ask. We have to start learning how to ask ourselves deeper questions and stop just skimming through that and say, hey, how do I get rid of the fibroids? Like, ask yourself, why is my lifestyle unhealthy? What's causing it to be unhealthy, right? So another thing too, the reason why most methods fail when it comes to getting rid of fibroids or shrinking fibroids, they're not incorporating the emotional aspect. They're not incorporating the emotional aspect. When I say that, what do I mean? When you're dealing with fibroids, it's also energetically, we're holding on to a lot of trauma, right? It's not just physical waste. It's not just physically, the physical environment in your body. You're also an energy being. And when we talk about the womb being, your source of creation, the womb being a portal, right? The womb is, your feminine center. And if you're holding on to trauma, if you're holding on to pain, if you're holding on to heartbreak, if you're holding on to, whether it's childhood trauma, things that happened to you in your adulthood, early adulthood, whatever, right? You're holding on to these things, hate, whatever, grief. Those things, again, they form these energetic blockages in the body, these emotional blockages in the body, right? They put the body into a state of stress. They cause the body to be in a parasympathetic state, right? So that your body starts holding on to the waste. Yes. So people just look at things very physically when it comes to fibroids. You have to understand what's going on emotionally. So this is why when I'm taking my clients on a womb healing journey, when my clients are healing their womb, they're doing emotional work as well. It's not just physical work, right? Because a lot of times, majority of the times when you have toxic habits, you're trying to escape from something. You're trying to numb something. It may be so, and this is very subtle. And a lot of people don't notice this until they're trying to get rid of their toxic habits, until they're trying to make changes. Then they notice the emotional stuff starts coming up because your body, your soul wants you to address it. You can't continue to suppress things, right? And think it's not there. It's still there. Your body is still holding on to it, right? You ever heard of people getting cancer again because of anger? Yeah. Or holding grudges? Yes. Right? Not forgiving whoever or whatever in their life, right? Yes. This is real, right? And again, because of the medical system, because everybody does not understand how we're connected and how everything is one, everything is connected, right? And when you have an issue in one area of the body, it's going to have a ripple effect. So we got to change the way and unlearn what we've been taught, because what we've been taught is keeping us sick. What you've been taught is keeping you sick. Okay? So yes, if we're dealing with fibroids, there's emotional residue that has not been addressed. That we all have trauma, but it's a difference between going through trauma and being able to process through it, being able to do the work and release it. And there's a difference between that and actually suppressing it, pretending it didn't happen, and thinking that it went away. It didn't. Okay? If we haven't addressed that. Okay? So they always say fibroids stem from unhealed things in your life. I have 4. There you go, Angel. There you go. Unhealed things in your life. There you go. Okay? And that's the part, and that's the part that that's the work people don't want to do. They don't want, how do I get rid of fibroids? It's deep work. This is why I said when I'm working with women, we work on the whole woman. Emotionally, hormonally, physically. We get to the root of why these issues develop. So another reason why natural methods fail a lot of times is because they ignore the nervous system. That's another thing too. If you're walking around here, nervous system is always dysregulated, that's putting your body in a state of stress. If you're dealing with, they ignore the nervous system and they ignore stress management. Chronic stress literally locks your body in fight or flight mode, preventing hormonal imbalance. There was somebody, I just read somebody's comments that they left on my YouTube channel on one of the videos that I was talking about the fibroid to cancer pipeline. And she was saying that during my masterclass, the free masterclass we had a couple weeks ago, that was the first time she heard about the hormone hierarchy. That's important for you to know. Because a lot of women just want, well, how can I balance my estrogen? No. What's causing the sex hormones to become out of balance is those two foundational hormones first. So if the cortisol is high, that's automatically going to cause the progesterone to plummet. That's automatically going to cause estrogen dominance in the body. So you have to get your body out of this state of stress. Okay? And people are always like, well, how do you manage your stress levels? Now, I help my clients do that personally. However, what I can say is that we're all adults here. Okay? You know what's giving you stress. Write it down and get rid of it or manage it, right? Only kids don't have control. You have control over your reality. We always act so powerless. And that confuses me. And I don't like that. You have control over stress. What is stressing you? What is stressing you, right? So, and what are we doing to manage those stress levels? If it's things that we can't get out of in the moment, what are we doing to manage that? Are we just living a lifestyle, toxic lifestyle in a state of stress? Majority of people, if not all, bring on their own stress. Okay? So, another thing, so your body can't heal. Your womb cannot heal if your body feels unsafe. Your body feels unsafe when it's in a state of stress. Your body feels unsafe when it is in a state of stress. Okay? Understand that. Your body is locked in, it literally is in fight or flight mode. Your body does not know the difference between you being chased by a lion and when you're feeling intense, chronically stressed. It doesn't know the difference. This is why it's so important. Stress kills. It does. Stress destroys your body. It does. I don't allow nobody to stress me out. I will disengage in a jiffy because I don't play about it. You shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. Okay? And majority of the things that we stress about, especially in the US, is really first world problems. Okay? It's really first world problems, but that's a whole other conversation. Now, if you're stressing about some serious stuff like, people are bombing over there, like people in other countries, understand that. But if you're in the US, majority of the time it's first world problems. It's first world. It's when we really break it down and think about it. Like, what I'm stressing over, will it matter in the next month? Will it matter a year from now? 9 times out of 10 is no. I'm not saying in every situation, but in most situations, it's no. It's no. Okay? And that used to be me too. And every now and then I'll get stressed out over insignificant things, and I'll have to check myself and say, girl, calm down. It's not that deep. Okay? It's really not that deep. 9 times out of 10, what you're stressing about is not that deep. Okay? Another thing too, the reason why a lot of your methods fail when we're talking about getting rid of fibroids, there's no structure to it, right? You're just doing a bunch of random remedies. One week you're doing castor oil. The next week you're doing an herb. The next week you're doing a cleanse. You're all over the place. Let me know if that's you in the chat. And none of it is addressing the root cause. You're doing this one week, you're doing everything you see online, you want to try. Every supplement that claims to get rid of fibroids, there's no one thing that can get rid of fibroids. That's number one. You want to try. You don't take it seriously when I talk about, when you hear that there's underlying reasons of why fibroids develop and to actually get to those root causes, okay? Now, I know some of you guys do take that seriously. You want to do the work and you want to become not only free of fibroids, but you don't want to be estrogen dominant. You don't want to, okay, Juju, we've talked I think we've talked in the messages, and I've told you that random remedies is not going to heal you. I think we talked about that already. We've already spoke about that. So you need a precise healing protocol. that's personalized to you, that it's not just a bunch of random remedies. No, that actually addresses your hormones, because if we have fibroids, the hormones are out of balance, all of this waste in the body that supports the elimination organs, right, that are overloaded when we have fibroids. That's important. You can't just, like I said, that floods your body with minerals as well, right? Because if we have fibroids, not only is our body not absorbing nutrients like they're supposed to because of all the waste, also too, we're dealing with a backed up digestive system. We're dealing with a backed up lymphatic system. So it's important that you know and understand what's really going on in the body. Because if you understood this is why I do these lives. If you understood, you would not continuously be doing these random remedies, because you would understand they're not getting to the root cause of the problem. And I actually want to address what's really going on. Now, another reason why these methods don't work, these random methods don't work, is because they don't address feminine alignment. I talked about how your womb is your sacred portal, is your feminine center. When we're healing the womb, it's not only physical. It's not only physical. It's about reconnecting with your natural feminine essence. It's about being anchored in who you are as a woman, right? It's about feeling safe in your body. It's about aligning with your natural cycle, because every woman has a natural cycle, right? You have a time when you're menstruating. You have a time when you're ovulating. That's your natural, aligning with that. But when you have fibroids, those hormones are out of balance. So we have to be in alignment with our hormones. A woman that is out of alignment with her natural cycle, a woman that is out of alignment with her hormones, is a woman that's out of alignment. So we have to get back and feeling safe in the body. The body has to feel safe in order to heal, right? The body has to feel safe, right? When you fight your body, when you go against your body, when you're putting on this toxicity inside your body, you're fueling fibroid growth further, right? When you align with your body, when you work with your body to release the waste, the toxins, the excess hormones, that helps contribute to dissolve the issue, the tumors. You gotta work with your body and partner with your body. You can't work against your body. You can't try to suppress your body with all these birth control and these surgeries suppressing the problem. You gotta start aligning with it to heal. And that's by getting to the root cause of the problem. And that's why my clients get the results that they do, because we get to the root cause. We don't play around. I don't play around with that. I'm not gonna just tell you, hey, try this natural remedy, try that natural remedy. No. Like some people do. Like someone, no, because I actually care. And I want my clients not only to have results when they work with me afterwards, to continue this process, right, of 100% getting rid of the fibroid, and to be able to call me, however long from now, my fibroids are gone. For them to be, so this is why my programs, my courses have lifetime value. There are things that you can use a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from, always go back to, okay? So I want to also talk about what it actually takes to shrink fibroids naturally. Somebody said, can you heal fibroids naturally? Yes. This is what the live is about, Tawana. Yes, you can. I've helped, I don't know, you must be new. I've been helping clients do that for years. We've had how many videos on, how many client testimonials on that? So many, okay? So yes, you can. But you got to get to the root cause of the problem, right? You got to address the root cause of the problem, okay? So you got to cleanse these organs. You have to understand what's going on in your body. Your organs are overloaded when we're dealing with fibroids. The elimination organs. So the detoxification channel in your body is disrupted. So we have to get to the root cause. So we have to address the liver, the gut, the lymphatic system, the kidneys, these elimination organs. We want to support them. How can you not support your organs when it comes and when it comes to healing? Your body works with these organs to get rid of waste, to get rid of toxins. You have to support these organs. You can't just skip all of that and say, how can I get rid of fibroids? No. So what if I feel like my body isn't stressed? If you have fibroids, I can guarantee you it's in a state of stress. Now, predominantly. Now, a lot of times when we are used to, how can I say this? When our bodies are used to being in a state of stress, we don't notice the difference. When you're used to living a stressful lifestyle, a lot of times you don't notice the difference. That's your new norm. That's your norm. Until you get out of that, then you notice, oh, because when I had fibroids, I didn't feel like I was stressed. I didn't feel like, I was holding on to trauma. And then I got out of, then I had to be real with myself. And then once I did the work, I see that, yes, I was holding on lots of trauma. Okay. So it takes us really sitting with a lot of people, they don't even know how to tune within. When was the last time you really tuned in within you really tuned with yourself internally, like really your inner voice? A lot of people don't know how to do that, haven't done that. They're just on autopilot. They just here working, paying bills, and that's it. Going to bed, that's it. There's no intention when it comes to their life. And your health is a result of that. Okay? I'm saying this as somebody that used to live like that. That's a miserable way to live. It's not a healthy way to live. And your body will be a reflection. The type of health that you're in is a reflection of how you're living your life. Regardless of however you want to think, whatever you want to think. Now, you gotta, not only do you have to support these elimination organs to do their job, you also have to restore your hormonal balance. When you're dealing with fibroids, your hormones are out of balance, ladies. You gotta go to the source. And when I say balance, when I talk about balancing your hormones, I know somebody's gonna write in the comments, how do you balance your hormones? You gotta address the foundational hormones. Address how they are out of balance. You have to address, so your body, your hormones communicate with your body, right? Your hormones are chemical messengers, right? So you have to restore the communication between the brain, the adrenal glands, the ovaries, you have to restore that. That's why hormonal balance is so important. And when your body's out of balance, not only are you out of balance, you feel emotionally you don't feel like yourself. When your body's out of balance, you don't truly feel like yourself, right? You may make more irrational decisions because you may deal with brain fog. There is just a disconnect from self. How can you be in alignment with yourself when your hormones are out of balance? It does not work like that, okay? So we gotta go to the source and ask yourself, how did my hormones become out of balance? This takes being real with yourself, okay? We have to regulate the nervous system so that your body can get out of this state of chronic stress. Your body can get out of defense mode. You got to regulate the nervous system, right? You got to get your body out of a state of stress. Get your body out of a state of stress. That's important. That's important. Get your body out of this inflamed state that has to happen when you're dealing with fibroids, okay? And for those that are asking how, this is what I help my clients through. This is what my courses are for. We have one course, again, the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course. That is one of our most successful courses. That's literally $197 right now, which is a steal because the original price is $397. So it's $200 off until Thursday. And Thursday is off the site. It's back into retirement because we've had that course for years, okay? So, if you want to check it out, the link is in my bio. Get that before, because Thursday at midnight, that's it. And it's Tuesday, so in 48 hours, you can say, okay? Also, get on our email list. If you're not on our email list, if you're watching from YouTube, get on the email list. The link is in my description box. Also, for the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids, 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course. For the link is in my description box. If you're watching from YouTube, the link is in my bio if you're watching from TikTok, okay? So you gotta address the stored trauma when we're dealing with when we're trying to shrink and rid our body of fibroids. You gotta address the stored trauma, the resentment, the heartbreaks, the grief, the sexual trauma, all that stuff that you're holding on to, whatever that is. That has to be addressed so that your body's not holding on to it. That has to also be released so that your body's not holding on to it, okay? So that your body can heal, so your body can release the waste, okay? That work has to be done. And also, too, you got to stop piecing together random natural remedies, and actually follow a proven structure that actually works, okay? You have to start trying castor oil 1 week. Next week is dim. Next week is this herb. Y'all have to stop that. Y'all have to stop that and get to the root cause of the problem. Follow a proven structure that works. That's why I'm here. That's why I've been helping women get rid of fibroids for years. And not only just fibroids, adenomyosis, endometriosis, okay, PCOS, ovarian cysts, cyst in the breast. Had a client that I posted recently that said that she got rid of all her cysts in her breasts were gone, all the cysts in her ovaries were gone, okay, as well. So again, we're getting our clients out of a state of estrogen dominance, which again is an environment that is attractive to cancer cells. I need you guys to understand and know that. I'm gonna keep saying this. And I started off this live with reading how the cancer, somebody's comment on how she literally has seen this in her family. And she's not the only one. There's so many women that come to me. There's so many women that have developed cancer. I told you guys about somebody I know that had fibroids, had breast cancer, and then now has fibroids again. When your body's in estrogen dominant state, you can develop other estrogen dominant conditions, including the estrogen dominant cancers. Somebody asks, how am I doing this? How am I doing what exactly? How am I doing this? Okay. Hold on. So it's important that you understand that it's not, we're talking about your womb here, your womb, your portal, your feminine center. And you can't be over here playing around with that. You can't be over here piecing together random remedies that you know is not going to work long term. You can't be out here just trying this, trying that. We're talking about your womb, your feminine center here. Okay? I know that in the US, they have programmed us to think our wombs are not valuable. This is why, you know, hysterectomies are one of the most popular surgeries in the US, but that's not the truth. Your womb is your sacred center. You can't just allow people to just cut into it anytime, anyway, anyhow. You can't just doing all these surgeries and just destroying your womb. Somebody did 5 myomectomies and now they're saying that their uterus is not, it may not be able to hold a baby. So it's just like, you know, you have to, like I said, you have to get, it's all, you know, and this is work that I've done myself. This is why I know how important it is. I know how life was when I was dealing with fibroids, when I was heavily bleeding, when I was dealing with the fibroid belly, when my hormones were out of balance. I was miserable. I was miserable. And sometimes when you've been living life like that for so long, you've dealt with fibroids for so long, you think that that's normal. Or you create a new norm around that. That's not living. That's not living. So when you heal your feminine center, you don't just get rid of fibroids. You're balancing your hormones. You're healing your organs, right? You're able to absorb more nutrients. You feel more alive. You feel more like your skin is glowing. You feel more aligned with your body, right? You're also, I didn't even talk about energetically. You're able to attract more into your life as well. Because when we have blockages in the womb, that's going to also, and blocking creativity, that's also going to block a lot of other things in our life. This is why a lot of women that have fibroids feel stuck in their life, or there's some sort of unfulfillment, or they're not able to connect with themselves, or they can't connect with their actual purpose, right? So I say all that to say, your body is a self-healing mechanism. Your body is very powerful. When you create the environment for it to heal, it does just that. So you have to create the environment to dissolve fibroids. You can't just, how can I get rid of fibroids? How did I treat my fibroids? Create the environment in your body that's create a healthy environment in your body that's gonna help your fibroids dissolve. It's that simple. I know it sounds like there's a lot that has to be done, but it's really that simple, right? Don't overcomplicate the process. Okay, so I talked about the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. That again is available just until Thursday because we brought it out of retirement, and it's helped the testimonials on that, and you guys can go in and read it. The testimonials isn't long. When women take that course, they literally say they feel so much better. Somebody did a 2-week video testimonial. She's talking about how much better she felt and how she got her period within 2 weeks of taking the course. Her period came, and it was just so much of a better period. She was like, I know this is working because I just feel different. I feel amazing, right? So this course is amazing, and it's, you know, one of our most popular transformational courses. And again, I want to help as many women get rid of fibroids as possible. I want to help as many women heal their wombs as possible. So that's why I put it out. It's only $197. It's $200 off, again, till Thursday. Now, for those women that want to work with me, I know there's women watching that's like, listen, of course is cool and all, but I actually want to work with you so I can make sure that I'm really doing this the right way, and I actually have support during the process of healing. I have my 6-week womb healing experience open. I'm so super excited about it. We start on Monday, literally in 6 days. We're on October 13th, okay? That's our pre-holiday round. We're like so that we can do this work powerfully before the holiday season starts, because guess what? Once it's the holidays, you can still do this work, but it becomes harder because of all this going on. You guys know what the holidays entails, the events, even the depression, the cold season, and your lymphatic system moves slower. So again, this is why fibroid hospitalizations go up during the holiday season, during the winter season. And I'm trying to prevent that, okay, for women. So inside of the 6-week womb healing experience, you work with me for 6 weeks to transform the health of your womb. And in this program, we've helped women shrink large fibroids, yes, in 6 weeks, and large ovarian cysts, okay? One of my clients even had a large fibroid belly, was able to almost fully dissolve it in 1 month. And you can see her videos testimonial as well as her before and after picture. We help in the 6-week womb healing experience. We've also helped women completely dissolve smaller fibroids. Yes, in 6 weeks. We've helped women 100% reverse their PCOS symptoms within 6 weeks. Yes, we've helped women transform painful, heavy periods that were, you know, where there were passing clots to much healthier, shorter, much less bleeding, lighter periods within 6 weeks. I had a client just recently, another video testimonial said that her period used to be 7 days, extremely painful, extremely heavy. She had to wear adult diapers. Now, the period that she had when she was in the 6-week womb healing experience was 4 days, was much lighter, and she was like, for the first time in a long time, she got to wear a regular pad. Before, she was wearing adult diapers due to her period being that heavy. So we help that. We help restore your hormonal balance, okay? So that you feel more in alignment with your body. We restore iron levels, right? Nutrient levels, so that you have more energy, more vitality, you're sleeping better, more of a zest for life. So it's a full body, because when we have fibroids, again, it's a full body issue. So this is full body healing that we do, okay? We also help you restore your hormonal balance so that you no longer are estrogen dominant. We help take your body out of an estrogen dominant state, okay? And in that case, all of your symptoms that are estrogen dominant, all these heavy bleeding and passing clots and fibroid belly, all these stuff is going to be gone when you get your body out of the state of estrogen dominance. And also the risk factor for more serious health issues like cancers will also be gone. You got to get your body out of the state of estrogen dominance and balance your hormones, okay? So if you are interested in the program, be sure the 6-week womb healing experience to work with me for 6 weeks to transform your womb health. Be sure to click the link in my bio for more information. Again, we start on Monday, our pre-holiday round, and I'm super excited. It's literally in 6 days, y'all. And if you're watching from YouTube, if you want more information about our 6-week womb healing experience, be sure to click the link in my description box for more information. Again, we start on Monday, okay? So if you're not able to get this to work with me, we have the course, the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course until Thursday. Don't do something. Don't just sit there confused. Don't just sit there suffering. Do something, okay? I have options for you, okay? If you can't do any of it, get on the email list and keep coming to these live streams. Get on the email list, okay? And the link in my bio is you can get on my email list by joining the link in my bio. Going to the link in my bio. If you're watching from YouTube, link in the description box, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you understand what it entails to shrink your fibroids, what it entails to get rid of your fibroids, okay? For ladies that are coming in that missed the majority of the live or a portion of the live, we have the replay on YouTube. Be sure to watch it on YouTube as well. So you go to the live stream section, because I'm also streaming live from YouTube, okay? So, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, because I won't always be on TikTok. So I tell everybody that's following me on TikTok, when I do these lives, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're gonna want to be subscribed, okay? All right, ladies, that is all. I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you got a lot out of this. Y'all a little bit quiet today, but that's okay. I know it's Tuesday. But I hope you got something out of this, okay? I hope that you truly understand and know that your body is very powerful and it can heal, but you do have to do the work for that to happen. You do have to you do have to create the environment in your body for that to happen. Where's the information for you on YouTube? So go to the link in my bio, Tawana. You're gonna see where to subscribe. It's gonna take you right to just go to the link in my bio. It'll take you right to my YouTube. Okay. All right. Get on the email list as well, ladies. And yeah, when you get on the email list, you are when you subscribe, it sends you 7 days of our womb healing series. So it can really break this stuff down even more, okay? So for those that are like, well, what's the root cause of fibroids? Get on the email list. It will tell you, all right? Have a good one, ladies. Bye. Bye, YouTube.